I thrifted this beautiful rust suede coat. It's a little big. Let's see what we can do about that. Hi, welcome to my eclectic channel. My name is Agnès and I make videos for fun. The finishing on this coat is absolutely beautiful. There's not a single tag. Well, there's one that doesn't give me much of a clue. Glenbrook by Jolet. But in terms of fabric, there's not a tag or size. There's nothing. There's no tag on this coat. From the touch and from the feel and the aspect, I can pretty safely say that it's suede. The lining, I think, is polyester. It doesn't wrinkle very much. And this is one of the linings of the coat. But there is another detachable lining. So there's little buttons all along on the inside to attach a lining, so which I've taken out. So I have a second coat. And this second coat is heavy, and from the feel of it, it's definitely wool. And having worn the coat with the lining, I can tell it is warm. So I hit the jackpot on that one. We've got a few things to fix with this coat to make it fit better. Obviously, the sleeves, I'll have to shorten them. The length, probably also a little. Right now it's dragging on the floor. It's kind of a cool look, but I might decide to shorten it a little bit. That I can decide at the end. This is not a petite coat. The pockets are too low. The waist is also a little too low, but we'll live with that. I can lift it actually with the belt. Cheat. And then I can reach the pockets. Then I have to take off some of the girths. If I'm very brave, I might do something about the shoulders, but right now I'm leaning towards not doing that. I think if I fix the other stuff, it will fall into place. It will look normal. The shoulders are slightly oversized. The seams are not quite where they should be, but it's a soft shoulder. It's not padded. There's no shoulder pads. And then the collar is hiding that seam. So I don't think I'll touch the shoulders. The hardest part is then going to be to reduce this coat in girth. There's a pair of seams in the front, and at first I thought, ooh, I don't want to touch those seams because they have the pockets are along those seams and they're real pockets. So I thought, I don't want to touch that. However, I was mentioning how low those pockets are. This can allow me to take in the seams and not go down to where the pockets are. So just take in this part of the seams. And that would do to adjust the top of the coat. And if the bottom is more A-line, I really don't mind. Looks cute, right? So I can do that. Another thing I can cheat with, and I think I'll do that, there's those little flaps. They're fake. There's no pockets here. But they're hiding a little set of folds here. I can bring that in a little more. So I could do that. And that might be enough. I'll start here. That's not enough, then I might also work with the seams. In the back, we also have 3 seams. We have one down the middle, and then we have a pair of seams on either side. That would be second, like if I really need to. The reason being is that I have this horizontal, I don't know what to call it, the shoulder part. And if I take in the seams, then that top part of the coat will be too wide. And now I'm looking at taking off the sleeves and all of that. So it would make the coat fit more perfectly, actually. But it might be too much for my pay grade or my ambitions. So we'll see what happens once I just take in, when I put more folds here, and once I take in the seams in the front. Yes, I realize, and I've dealt with that before, it will bring the side seams a little towards the front. So it all depends upon how much I take in. If I take in too much, then I'm going to have to modify more of the coat, and it becomes a bigger project. The next thing I need to do, and that's heartbreaking, you guys, really scary. I gotta do some seam ripping on this beautiful suede. The seam finishing on this coat is absolutely perfect. It's really beautiful. I don't know that I'll be able to put it back together this nicely, but we shall see. All right, guys, so this is fun. As I've mentioned, beautiful finish on this coat. I think they did it so that it would last a few lifetimes. That means the seams cannot be undone. Here's an example. The seam allowance has been glued. There's an adhesive. So there's no unpicking that seam. That's not doable. So what does it mean? It means that I have to cut off. Like I'm not unpicking seams. I'm removing them. So the tapering off idea that I had, not happening, redoing the entire coat. So what I've done so far, I have removed the bottom hem. The hem also, I'm guessing, was glued. Yep, it was. So no unpicking that. So I just cut it off, which is good because this coat was awfully long. So that will make it to, I think, a flattering length. I have also undone the sleeve caps, and this is the back of the coat. I have removed that back seam, the one that goes along the shoulder blades. I still have here some of the seam allowance, but here I just had to cut it. So this will also remove some length when it comes to at the shoulder blades. That's good too, because I'm definitely, the torso on that coat is too long for me. So I'm losing probably maybe a centimeter here. So that frees up the 3 seam allowances in the back. So as I've mentioned, we're not doing partial seam allowances. I can't take that in. I'll end up with a big blob. So I have to cut that off, cut open. The entire back seam has to be removed. And I'm going to have to go all the way down to the bottom of the coat, you guys. So I'll take off this entire seam, and then I'm going to take it in and stitch it and do a fitting. All right, fitting number 1. Hi, Coco. All I did so far, all. I separated the sleeves from the shoulders completely, back and front, aside for the underarm. And then in the back, once I took off the sleeves, or mostly took them off, I was also able to undo this seam, or again, cut it off. And then I also cut off, as I described earlier, the center seam. And then I put it all back together. Well, not really. The center back seam is just stitched at this point, 0 finishing, with a standard seam allowance. And then the rest of it I just stapled back together or used those little clips. And there it is on my dress form. I also put it on myself. But given that this is in the back, it's difficult to judge when I'm wearing the coat. We'll discuss the fit and the way to proceed from here next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.